What's good with everybody? It's Zay the Barber here. I know I ain't posted a video in a minute, but I'm back to it. I'm back to posting. About to give you guys some great content. So today I'm about to do a little high top, flat top fade. Right now I'm using the Slimline Pros. I'm creating the guideline, balling them out. I'm about to just do simply one side at a time. Those are my Andis shavers. I have to make sure he's really, down to the skin. Then I'm about to grab the T outliners and go and turn the clippers and kind of like I'm lining and get out that line. Then I'm about to grab the Fade Masters and open it up all the way. You know my system, man. If you watch some of my other videos, then we're gonna go halfway. See, all I do is I develop the system, and that's what all I want you guys to do is just develop your own system. You guys can take some of my techniques. I'm about to go to the fourth notch right there. It's all about the notches. I really tell people that in order to get a really good fade, you gotta really blend out the first guideline. Like, make sure it's really blended. We're gonna close it right there. But it's like if you balled out all the way, you make sure that there's no line at the bottom, and then you tighten up at the top. That's all I do. So right there, we just grabbed the regular masters. We went up all the way. Now we're going halfway right here. And then really just, sometimes what I like to do is sometimes I like to just switch up after I do the first two guidelines. Is I like to, just touch it up just a little bit. Right here, the zero guard opened up all the way. And then we're going to go halfway. Everything I kind of like to do within like the first couple guidelines is open, halfway, closed, open, halfway, closed. So you see how I'm going with the one guard. Once I start getting into like the 1, 2, and 3 guard, 4 guard, I just go open, close, open, close. But that's why I said in the beginning you want to really focus on making sure that everything is blended out. So really use all your notches. Go open, halfway, close. Right here we're using the 2 guard. We're kind of just like going a little bit to the crown, just or close to it. Like I said, to create a perfect blend, you have to have good cleanup skills. You got to be able to see where the blend is, where it needs to be knocked down just a little bit. Right here we're using the clipper over comb. But you see right here, I'm using a 1 guard. I'm going back over some areas that I feel like were a little bit dark. You have to know your clippers, know your guards. It's the cleanup game that makes everything so blurry. So right here, he wants a flat top. So I'm grabbing right here the Fade Masters. I'm just going up. You see how I'm going up with smooth transition. That's all you want. I'm lining them up right here. What I did is I kind of took some of the hair down from the front before I lined it up. So you see how that is nice and crispy. We're about to go over the top and everything like that. But I'm doing this other side. I'm going to go a little bit faster, but it's the same concept. Opened all the way, close halfway, then close it. Like I said too, you want to make sure that you guys have good cleanup on the very first step, because the very first guideline is going to predict what your fade is going to look like. If it's choppy in the first guideline, then it's probably not going to be so crispy as you finally fade them. It's probably going to come out very choppy, or you're going to see a big bottom line. Make sure that your very first guideline is butter. And then everything else will be so much easier. You won't have to fight for that good blend. But like I said, you guys have to all develop your system. Right here we're getting the regular masters. We're opening it up all the way. Like I said, we're gonna close halfway. The way I do my fade masters and masters is I zero gap the fade masters, and then I don't necessarily zero gap my regular masters. I have them open just a little bit, but what I realized is when I have the fade masters so close, And then the regular masters, you know, the blade is a little bit thicker and it's not as close. That means that I can go straight from fade masters open to the regular masters halfway. And now I don't have to worry about getting that line out when I first using my first guideline, because a lot of you guys have problems getting your first guideline right. So that's what I do, is all I did was just zero gap my fade masters, not really zero gap my regular masters, and use those two as a combo. And now, because a lot of times with the regular masters, if you try to zero gap them and try to go into the zero guard, sometimes they don't blend right. So just having those different combinations really work. And that's all it is being a barber, is you gotta develop your combination. Every system, it's a system. You gotta use the same thing over and over again. Right here, you know, like I said, you're just going up with the clipper. You see how I'm not going into the hair, but I'm going out. I'm going up and out, up and out, up and out. So right here, I'm just shaping up the front of the hair. I'm about to shape up the top of the hair. So the key to shaping up the top of the hair is bending that blade flat, making sure that blade is flat and going straight over the hair. You want to do like a crisscross. You want to go frontwards and then sideways, frontwards and then sideways, so that you can get the flat, but then also you got to make sure it's even and go from the side. So you see how I went front to back and then side to side. Right here, I'm using the enhanced hair fibers. Like I tell people all the time, man, the enhanced hair fibers is just something that, you know, shows the cut a little bit better. Like I already barred this man without the fibers, but it's just giving an extra touch to it. You know, I get a lot of questions like how long the hair fibers last. Well, it's not necessarily something that's gonna last. You gotta use more of dyes and vegan and all that for it to last. But this is just something that makes clients walk out the chair feeling good, knowing that, you know what I mean, you did an extra little service for them. So that's the final cut. Like I said, I barred this man. The fade is already hecka clean without the fibers. Then when I put the fibers on, it just makes everything look more fuller and cleaner. So if you guys just check out my next videos, follow me on Instagram. Make sure you guys go check out 𝐷𝐿𝐴barber.com. Get your flash comb. My Instagram is Zay The _Barber. Tap in, y'all. I'll see y'all later.